Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. This is Huma. Today I'm making Aloo Samosa. Aloo Samosa is a very famous street food or appetizer of India and Pakistan. It is totally vegetarian and vegan recipe. Samosas are the most famous, or let's say traditional iftari item during the month of Ramadan in Pakistan and a few other countries such as Bangladesh or let's say in India, in Muslim households. Let's say, what do we need for ingredients for today's recipe? Okay, for the measurement of the ingredients, please check the description box down below. Over here I have some boiled potatoes. I mashed it, and as you can see I have some chunks in it. So when you're mashing the boiled potatoes, make sure you're not mashing it to making it totally a smooth paste, but we need some small chunks in it. Over here I have some chopped onions, some chopped tomatoes, some cayenne pepper powder, salt, chopped cilantro, a little 5-6 leaves of fresh bay leaves. We're not going to use dried ones, but we need fresh bay leaves. If you cannot find it, you can skip it. We need a little bit of fennel seeds, which is also known as sauf in Urdu and Hindi. Some chopped green chilies. Some coriander seeds and cumin seeds. I have grinded it coarsely. We do not need it in the powder form. We don't want it in whole form, but we need a little bit grainy texture in it. Okay, and if you cannot tolerate a lot of heat in your food, you can skip the green chili as well, and you can use less amount of the cayenne pepper powder. We need some oil over here. Okay, now these are the ingredients for the samosas crust. We need some all-purpose flour, little bit of Carom seeds, some salt, some clarified butter. If you don't have clarified butter in your pantry, you don't have to go buy it. You can melt some butter, or you can use oil, and some water to knead the dough for the crust. Okay, first we're going to make our dough for the crust. Add your ghee or clarified butter or oil, whatever you're using. Some carom seeds, which is known as ajwain in Urdu or Hindi. If you don't have ajwain in your pantry, you don't have to go buy it, you can skip it. And some salt. We're also going to add a little bit of water. Make sure you're not adding a lot of water. Your dough is supposed to be a little bit, let's say, tougher, or let's say not too runny. Otherwise, if your dough is very soft, then your crust for samosa is not going to come very crispy. So I'm going to add about half a cup first. Okay, adding a little bit more. When you're kneading your dough, make sure you're adding the water little by little. Otherwise, if in case you add a little bit too much water, your dough is going to be runny. I'm not using my dough stand mixer to make this dough. Using my hands because it's just a little bit. We're not making a big amount of flour mixture here. Okay, this is the perfect consistency for the dough for my samosas, because I do not want it very soft, because I want the crust to be crispy and crunchy. Okay, our dough is pretty much ready, and I'm going to let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, just giving you a tape or let's say measurement for the water, amount of water I used for 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I used half cup only be a little bit more than half cup of water I used for 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, so I'm going to let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, now we're going to make the masala fillings for our samosas. Okay, I have turned on my stove and I'm going to add a little bit of oil, about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. And then I'm going to add this coarsely grinded cumin seeds and coriander seeds, along fennel seeds. We're going to fry it for about less than a half minute in the oil. Now I'm adding the chopped tomatoes. Salt. Cayenne pepper powder. Fresh bay leaf. Chopped green chili. We're roughly gonna cook this mixture of spices and tomato for about 2 minutes or so. Until the water from tomatoes evaporates about halfway. Okay, now I'm adding chopped onion, chopped cilantro, and add your chopped potatoes. So we're going to cook it for another 1 minute while stirring it very well to combine the spices along mashed potatoes. If you see some potato chunks are very big, you can just break it with your spoon or spatula. You can add a little bit of about a teaspoon or teaspoon and a half of dried pomegranate seed if you like. I add it sometimes or sometimes I don't. Today I didn't add it at all. Okay, that's it. It is done. Okay, as you have noticed that I added the tomatoes first and cooked it along spices, then I added the chopped onions toward the very end, and then I added the mashed potatoes right away and chop up onions. The reason why I did it because I do not want to make the onion soggy. It has to remain crunchy because once it's filled up in the samosas or the crust, it's going to fry and cook further in the oil. So we want to leave it crunchy in this mixture of potato.
Okay, our dough is ready and I let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now I am going to make little doughs to make the crust for samosas. And make sure that when you are making the dough to make the crust for samosas, each of them shouldn't be bigger than the size of a plum or a lemon. Otherwise, if you make a very big dough, what's going to happen is that your size of samosas are going to be humongous. Or if you make smaller than that, then it's going to be very small. So it shouldn't be bigger or smaller than the size of a lemon or a plum.
Okay, now we're going to roll these little doughs to make our crust for samosas. Your crust is not going to stick to your board because we have used butter, oil, or ghee in it, so it is a lot easier to roll it. Okay, do not make your crust very, very thin. We need it about ½ centimeter or less than that thick, otherwise your crust is not going to become very crispy for your samosas. Okay, this much of thickness is needed for our crust. Cut it with the help of a knife from the middle. Now take a cup of tap water and with the help of your fingertips or brush, wet the edges of the crust, not the middle part, only the edges. Okay, now you take that straight line, take these two corners, blend them together, like so. We're going to shape it like a cone. And fill it up with this potato stuffing. Okay, now mend the bottom of the samosas with your index and thumb, like so, and then place it on the tray, cover it with a cloth or a plastic wrap so it won't become dry from the top while you're making the other ones again. Okay, here's the last samosa that I had made or shaped. Okay, as you can see, I have two trays or plates of samosa with filling inside. Okay, this plate I'm going to fry right now, and the extra ones that I made, I'm going to deep freeze it. And make sure when you're deep freezing it, lay underneath a wax paper, saran wrap, or non-stick foil or something so it won't stick to the bottom of your tray. And make sure that you are placing them apart from each other so when they are becoming frozen, they don't stick to each other. So once they become solid frozen, put them in a ziplock bag or freezer bag, and you can save them for about 1 to 2 months. And whenever you're ready, just take it out from your freezer and you can deep fry it as I'm doing right now. Okay, I have added oil in my pot, and we are going to deep fry the samosas. Okay, the tip about frying the samosas, that your oil is not supposed to be very, very hot. Otherwise, what's going to happen is when you drop the samosas in the oil, it's going to fry the crust right away, and it's not going to become very crispy. So you have to fry it on a very low, let's say medium-low heat, to get a crispy crust for your samosas. Don't overcrowd your pan or pot that you're frying in. I usually fry stuff in a deeper pots because it makes less oil spatters on the stove. Okay, when like I mentioned that you can make ahead of a time these samosas and you can deep freeze it in your freezer. So when you're about to fry it, you do not have to defrost those frozen samosas. You can just drop it frozen and in your oil, but again, your oil shouldn't be very, very hot. Otherwise, it's going to fry the crust right away from the top, and from inside, your stuffing is going to be still frozen. We're going to fry it until it becomes golden brown. Again, please do not fry it on very high flame. Okay, they're ready. They're looking golden brown. I'm going to take it out on a piece of paper towel on a plate. Do not over fry them. Shouldn't look dark. This color is ideal. Alright, all the samosas are ready. Serve it with your favorite beverage, such as tea or sherbet or any juice or mocktail. And you can also serve it on top of different kind of chaats and cholis. I hope you liked today's recipe, and I'll see you guys in another episode. Please do let me know about your feedback, and do not forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram, #CookWithHuma. You guys take care. Bye-bye.